What's going on?
There was a tree that fell. There is power outage all over Gatlinburg. If we want booze, we go there. If not,
It's not college. It's not college. You.
What are you doing? Put that cone down. Everybody listen. Where did you get that? Listen.
Guys, it's not college.
Hey.
No power, no view.
Are we going back?
If all our life is but a dream, fantastic posing greed, then we should feed our children.
It's safe to say that during our time in Gatlinburg, the trail had a bit of a winter wonderland change. It was pretty magical to see our first and hopefully only snow of the trip.
And then she said she can't believe genius only comes along in storms of fabled form.
When we stopped for lunch, it even snowed a bit more.
Dripping eyes and flooded lungs. Northern downpour sends its love.
It cleared up a bit later in the day, though.
Hey moon, please forget to fall down. Hey moon, don't you go down. Sugar cane in the easy morning.
While we were walking in the snow, I pointed out a footprint, a bare footprint, to Dylan, and I said, "No way is someone walking through here barefoot." And then we ran into shoes. He even let me touch them.
And that winding knee, I missed your skin when you were east. You clicked your heels and wished for me. Through playful lips made of yarn.
Unfortunately, there was a pretty aggressive bear attack in the Smokies, so they shut down Cosby Knob Shelter. That meant a lot of the hikers had to push 20-mile days, and the shelters before and after were extremely crowded. There was also bad weather coming through, so we kind of made a decision on the fly.
Hey moon.
We waited for all of our group members to catch up, and then made a collective decision to camp out in the lookout tower.
Go down. Sugar cane in the east.
It was possibly one of the best decisions we've made so far.
One and lonely. Sugar cane in the easy morning. What a veins my one and lonely. Sugar cane in the easy morning. What a veins my one and lonely. Sugar cane in the easy morning. What a veins my one and lonely. Sugar cane in the easy morning. What a veins my one and lonely. Sugar cane.
It stormed all night and morning, so it was really nice to have a roof over our heads.
One and lonely. Sugar cane in the easy morning. What a veins my.
We hiked out in the rain and hit the last shelter in the Smokies, which actually had a fence to keep the bears out. Shortly after, we ran into Space Pants, who had just gotten Riley back after the stretch of no dogs throughout the Smokies. The trail followed the highway for a bit, and then we landed in Standing Bear Hostel. We weren't planning a zero there, but after a few beers, everybody changed their minds. We played lots of riddles, and then almost everyone got their nails painted, because how can you say no?
Quite the artist. Good. I was pretty mad when I found out. I still mad.
If you were lucky, one of the shelter cats would come and cuddle you throughout the night. I didn't get picked, though.
The other
Even though it's highly discouraged, the weather was supposed to clear up and there was no rain predicted, so we decided to camp on top of Max Patch, a giant open field. I guess you could say it's kind of like a rite of passage for thru-hikers. We turned it into a little tent city up there, especially at night. The views were amazing, and if the weather is good, I would highly recommend going there. The sunset was so beautiful that we all decided to get up early and watch the sunrise too. We even managed to hitch a ride into hot springs to buy beer and wine and bring it back for everyone to share. I think we all stayed up till 1 or 2 a.m. that night. Oh, and the rumors about raccoons stealing people's food, those are real. Everyone was up bright and early. Well, everyone except for Milkman, who came out of his tent around 8:30 and was very confused. It was really hard to leave such a beautiful spot, but Parka and her parents had actually rented an Airbnb in Hot Springs, so that was all the motivation we needed. They were awesome. They had food waiting for us, they were handing us beers left and right, and there was a roof over our head and a really comfy bed to sleep on at night. We had so much fun. Not to mention, we had a great movie night. While we were in town, Moss and Toasty even got new shoes and new backpacks.
How are those new shoes?
We felt kind of bad taking a full 0, so we decided to call a shuttle and do a 6-mile slack pack. On our slack pack, we ran into some of our other group members that were at a different hostel, and we decided to plan one big dinner together at the Airbnb.
I was a child walking with giants 100 feet tall.
Hermione, come on. Hermione.
Moses had a friend in town who knew of a really awesome swimming hole, so we went there after the slack pack. It was a little too cold for me to get in, but the guys definitely had some fun.
I just got closer to going too far. So now I'm running like you set me free out in the wild. I know you want me to come home, but it might take a while. I got my heart in my hands while my head's up in cars. Everyone knows if I make it back to you.
Before dinner, we decided to have some feats of strength.
Yeah, come on. You can do it. You can do it.
We had tacos, taco salad, and fajitas for dinner, and it was possibly the best dinner I've had on trail so far. We'd love to give a huge thank you to Parka's parents and Squareknot's aunt for cooking up some great meals and also letting us stay with them. Hot Springs is super hiker friendly, and people were giving us free food and free things left and right. It was really hard to leave, but we grabbed some breakfast and hiked on out. It wasn't soon after we ran into another hiking legend, Onesimus. He gave us free ice cream. He basically travels the trail giving hikers ice cream. He was definitely a pretty cool dude. We had leftover s'mores from Parka's parents' place, so we packed them out and we shared them with all the other hikers. Our Tramily was incomplete though. A couple of our members, Space Pants and Moses, had to stay behind to wait for a package.
Nos looks demonic over there.
The next day, we were set to hit mile 300. I was feeling pretty good, so I ran ahead and hit it first. It wasn't quite as impressive as I was hoping. We were hoping to pile in the shelter and watch a movie together, but rain was predicted that night and it was packed. So instead, we all piled into Squareknot's tent.
Act natural.
There's no combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song that I could sing.
The girls still hadn't caught up to us, and when we woke up that morning, we played hacky sack for 3 hours. At 1 p.m., we were about to pack up and leave, and then someone said, "Why don't we take a 0?" So we did. And we played hacky sack for 10 hours. Other people on the trail started talking about how they had seen us playing hacky sack in the morning, and then other people were saying they had seen us playing hacky sack in the afternoon, and other people said they had seen us playing hacky sack in the evening. So we kind of became a trail legend for playing hacky sack literally all day. That evening, the girls did catch up to us so we could do the next 100 miles together.
It's always better when we're together.
Here's to another 100 down and many more to come.
And all of these moments just might find their way into my dreams tonight. But I know that they'll be gone.
Can you give us like a little like
sings or brings new things. But tomorrow night you see that they'll be gone too. Too many things I have to do. But if all of these dreams might find their way into